Everyone, Susan here. Welcome to another story about the secret works. This is a little story. It happened 2005, if I'm correct. I'm not sure exactly. 2005 of at least. I was still working, and I worked for a company, but that is not really necessary for that story. The necessary story part is that I didn't have a car that time around. And I was driving to my work by bus and by train, and every single day when I was driving, I was listening to music. I was listening to my favorite Japanese pop star called Gagged. You can watch it on YouTube if you want. It doesn't really matter right now. It could be everyone, but this is like a real story of me. So I was listening to him, and every time when I was listening to him, I imagine in my mind being on stage with him, or watching him, how he's performing, how he's singing, and so on and so on. The thing about Gagged, about the Japanese rock star, is since I live in Europe, I live in Austria. It is the possibility of a Japanese rock star having a tour or a live act in Austria is 0.1%. Or you live in America, the chance would be higher. But for me, it was very, very low chance of actually seeing and really hearing him on stage. So I pretty much visualized in my mind that I'm in front of that stage. I was like, yay, and I was so happy. I was like dancing and so on and so on every time when I was listening to the music. What I don't realize is that every time I was imagining that in my mind every single day, in the morning and in the afternoon when I was driving home, that I actually manifested. For me, it was like a daydream, pretty much. That's what I thought of. But it was more like a daydream. It is really a visualization, because I felt it was so real. That what it was. So my point is that I have some friends in the US, and in 2007 I visited them. And we went to the Anime Expo. That's a big convention. It's about anime, animation, and so on. It's really, 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 really big. It was in Long Beach, California. It happened between, I hope it's right, between the 1st and the 4th July. So three days. The 1st and the 4th July. So my birthday was on the 2nd July. So visiting that anime convention, for me, it was already a birthday present. So I was walking there, looking all around what they had, what they were performing and such. And I walked there on a little street with one of my best friends. And a guy came to me, and he gave me a little flyer. And I will ask him, what is that? And he goes like, well, there is a new act performing tomorrow. Tomorrow was the 2nd July. There's a new act performing tomorrow. It doesn't cost anything. You can get the tickets tomorrow if you go to the stadium. It's right next to the anime convention, right next there. If you go there, and they're performing there at around 2 p.m. So I was like, okay, thank you. So I was sitting with my best friend, and I was reading that flyer. And when I was reading that flyer, I had a shock, like the worst shock in my life. I couldn't even breathe anymore. And my friend, he asked me, what's wrong? What happened? And I showed him that paper, that flyer, and he still didn't understand what happened. And I told him that there is a band performing The band is called Skin, and it contains the best Japanese rock stars. It was like 5 different rock stars. One of them was gagged. So tomorrow, well, the 2nd July pretty much, the group Skin will do their first performance ever, and gagged is in there, and I can see him live on stage performing, and it doesn't even cost me anything. That was out of my dream. That was something I would have never imagined, never dreamed of that it would happen. And me and my friend, we went there and we watched the Skin concert, and Gagged was really performing there. He was singing there, he was dancing there, and so on and so on. And for me, that was the best thing ever, because not only I imagined that in my mind that I wanted to see him so badly. The second thing is that it was on my birthday, and the third thing is I didn't know about The Secret until then. I didn't know about it. No one showed me the movie. I didn't hear about the law of attraction or anything. It happened because I wanted it. So this is really one of the next proof. If you want pictures, I took some pictures of the concert too. You can look it up on my Facebook site. So that was another story of me. The story about The Secret works. See you next time.